I'm Madeline and welcome to a reading vlog, a weekend reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed some of the clips before. From this morning, we woke up, we had breakfast, we listened to the Bible in a Year podcast, which I have been loving so much lately. That has been such a lovely and sweet way to start the morning, and I've just been really looking forward to that. It was the second to last day in the Gospel of Matthew. There was the passage about the corporal works of mercy, feeding the hungry, taking care of the sick, all of those things. Father Mike was talking about his mom and how her everyday life of being a mom is fulfilling those corporal acts of mercy. And that was just so beautiful and something I really needed to hear after being up all night with the little one who's teething and not feeling her best. So if you hear background noises, that would be her. But anyways, we did that. We went on a morning walk, which was lovely, and there was a bit of a breeze. We're starting to see some early signs of fall, which I am all about. Anyways, that has been our morning so far. Middle of 2 books. I'm hoping to get some really good reading time in this weekend because I really want to finish one of them. And that is Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. This was one of the books I wanted to read this summer. And I think I only have about 80 pages or so left. So hopefully I'm able to finish this before Sunday. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm not loving it. Slower. Yes? What do you think of it? It's a bit slower paced than Tess of the D'Urbervilles. There are some really beautiful passages in this. Thomas Hardy writes about the nature so beautifully and so evocatively. And so I always really enjoyed that. I love the rural setting and the way he describes kind of the beauty of rural life. It's going to be an all-time favorite, but it is a good read, and I've checked that off of the list. Point right now where the action is really starting to get going, and yeah. But anyway, we follow Bathsheba Everdeen, and she has these 3 men who are kind of interested in her. She is pretty poor. She's living with a relative, and she comes to inherit a farm. She's a woman. She takes control of this farm. She seems to be doing a pretty good job of running the farm, and all of the employees that she has necessarily believe in her a lot at first because she's a woman, but she seems to be holding things together. In her personal life, it's a bit more of a hot mess, and things are unraveling a bit, and we'll see where we go from here. And then I started Meet Your Baker by Ellie Alexander. This is a cozy mystery set in a small town. Our main character was working on a cruise ship as a chef. She's returned to her hometown. Her mom runs a bakery. Just kind of buying time, helping out while she figures out her next steps. The murder has already taken place, and there's a whole bunch of different side characters, townspeople that are suspicious for various different reasons. There's a lot of Shakespeare references and fun things going on. I'm enjoying it, and it's giving me all the cozy fall vibes. We'll hopefully get some reading done today or this evening, and I will check in with you when I have more updates. All right, hi again. It is Friday evening, and I've gotten a little bit of reading done today. We'll start with what I have read the most of, and that is the Kindle book, Meet Your Baker. Things are starting to pick up. There's a bit of tension and suspense. 35% of the way into this so far. There's things that seem kind of predictable, so we'll see if it goes in the direction that I'm thinking. But yeah, it's fun so far. Mysterious backstory with our main character, Jules. And so yeah, I am kind of eager to see where that story goes. I read, I think, 2 chapters in Far from the Madding Crowd. I'm a bit farther into this than I thought, so I should have no problem finishing this up this weekend. And yeah, so far my favorite character in here is definitely Gabriel. He is such a kind and devoted friend to Bathsheba, even though she doesn't really deserve it. He's very honest. He just looks out for her and tries to do what's best for her even when it's not in his interest, and even when it's probably quite hard and painful for him. He is looking out for her. At the same time, he's very honest with her, tells her when he disagrees with her, and he's just a really good friend. He's like the kind of friend that everyone needs. I am about 50 pages to the end, and I'm not really sure where things are going to go in here or what I necessarily want the ending to be, because it's just kind of such a mess. Bathsheba is kind of in a bit of a situation, to be honest. And yeah, hopefully things continue to go well though for Gabriel, because he's the character I care about the most in this book. Alright, that's it for what I have read so far. I probably will get a little bit of reading done this evening after dinner, and I will check in with you tomorrow. It is Saturday evening and it has been a busy day so far, so I haven't filmed too many updates or too much today, honestly. But I did get some reading done. Finished Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. So I felt pretty ambivalent about this book for the majority of it. I thought the writing was beautiful at times. Kind of mixed feelings about our main character for a lot of this, because she makes some mistakes, and they don't seem very serious to her, but the effects of them kind of ripple, and it has profound effects on other people. And so I was kind of annoyed with her for most of the book for kind of not realizing the way she was affecting other people. At the end of it, we start to see her kind of realizing some of these things and wanting to make amends, but you can tell that she's evolving and wanting to be better, which is a good thing. I don't really know how I feel about the ending. I say too much, but if you don't want to know anything, maybe skip ahead. But it is a happy ending. I don't know. Bathsheba was not my favorite character ever. It is a well-written book. It is interesting. Really glad to just have finished this and to be able to check it off my list. I finished this in the last day of August, so it counts in my summer TBR, which I am very happy about as well. I read a little bit also of Meet Your Baker. I'm 57% of the way through this one, and things are picking up as there's a bit more intrigue and a bit more drama happening around the mystery. I am really enjoying all of the baking scenes. It's very detailed when she's making new recipes and cooking, and you get to really like see that process and be immersed kind of in the kitchen with her, which is a lot of fun. There's also a lot of fun Shakespeare references and the theater company. There's a lot revolving around that as well, which is really fun. I will say I'm not super invested in figuring out who committed the crime. I'm more interested in kind of our main character's story and figuring out kind of her background and her mom and Honestly, I'm just kind of enjoying all of the cooking scenes and baking scenes. So we'll see kind of how the mystery unfolds. I do have kind of some suspects, some people I'm considering who committed the crime. We'll see if I'm right. But yeah, I plan on getting some good reading time in, and I don't know, maybe I will finish this one as well. That would be exciting. Also went to the thrift store today and I picked up a couple of other books that I will share with you just really quickly. The first being The Phantom Toll Booth. This copy is a bit beat up on the cover, but it was very cheap and I've never read it. It is a classic. It also has some of the illustrations, which is fun. And yeah, let's see what the first sentence of this is. Chapter 1, Milo. There was once a boy named Milo who didn't know what to do with himself. Not just sometimes, but always. Oh, that's super fun. All right, I'm excited about this. I think this will be a lot of fun. And I'm in such a middle grade mood lately, so that's good. I saw this one cover facing out and I immediately grabbed it. And that is Magic by Angie Sage. This is the French edition. I've listened to the first half or so of the audiobook in English, but I'm wanting to physically read it. Even though it's in French, I think I'm gonna give it a try. This is super fun. This is a very Harry Potter-esque. I don't know why I stopped. I enjoyed the audio of this and I'm looking forward to reading the physical book. Last, I got Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry, the companion to The Giver, which I read way back as a kid and really enjoyed. I don't know if a companion means it's a sequel or if it's kind of a different story. Anyways, I'm excited to have this and read it. I'm not going to read the first sentence because I don't know if it spoils anything from The Giver. Because I don't remember so much about The Giver, honestly. So maybe I'll need to reread The Giver, then read Gathering Blue. But yeah, a couple of middle grade books, which is fun because I've just been in such a mood for reading middle grade. Right, that's it for now. I might get some more reading in tonight and I will probably be back at some point tomorrow to update you on how things are going. Alright, hi again. It is Sunday evening. It has been a bit of a busy day. Sundays are always kind of like that here. We went to mass in the morning and we came back, had lunch. Everyone in the house fell asleep and took a good nap, which was needed because with a little one who is teething, sleep has not been very great lately. So that was really nice. And this afternoon I did get some reading time in and I was able to finish Meet Your Baker by Ellie Alexander. I have kind of mixed feelings about this book. So there were some things I really liked. I liked the small town setting. I liked all of the different characters that we got to meet in the town. I liked all of the cozy baking moments and kind of the daily life of running a bakery. I thought that was a lot of fun to read about. But some of the characters almost felt like caricatures to me. They didn't feel really realistic, and some of their problems and struggles I just didn't find relatable. Like for instance, our main character, Jules, we learn in the very beginning that she is married and she has kind of moved back to her hometown. She says it's temporary, but her husband is still on the cruise ship. We know that there's like some falling out that happened, but we don't really know what it is. And then once we do find out later in the book, I think it's after the halfway point, we find out why she is here and kind of what's going on with them. And to me, it just felt like such a strange reason to me. And like, I couldn't believe that that was why she left this cruise ship and left her husband in some ways and moved back home. Like, it just seemed so far-fetched to me. And then also the conclusion, when we find out who was the murderer, it just seemed really bizarre to me. Like, I just couldn't believe that that was the reason for someone to commit a crime. Like, it just seemed so extravagant and so kind of out there. Which maybe that's just what this book is. Maybe it's not supposed to be something that feels realistic or makes a lot of sense. I don't know. I want my mystery books to feel real. Like, I want the characters to feel like real people and their problems to feel like real problems. And this just wasn't it. It was a little too fluffy, I think. So I ended up giving it 3 stars. I liked it. It was fun enough. I'm not sure I'm going to continue reading the other books in this series. I don't know. Maybe it gets better as it goes on. So if you've read any in this series, you'll have to let me know if it's worth continuing on. Right, well, that is it for my weekend reading vlog. I'm gonna wrap things up here. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching and spending some of your time with me. I really appreciate it. And thank you also for making it through all of the baby noises and things. I started editing this video a bit earlier and I realized how much background noise there was, so I'm sorry for that, but hopefully it wasn't too distracting. And anyways, let me know what you're reading below in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!